Hello everybody, this is Enayat Meer. I am back for my another video. So I have shown you two videos before. This is my third video. If you go through the steps, what I did in my first video, I installed NYC DC1, CA02, CA01, SRV1 and Windows 7 client. So these are all are virtual machines on my physical Hyper-V, where I can show you right now. I am running, actually this is my other server. Let me go to this server. You will see a lot of scroll up and scroll down things because I am working on multiple servers. So here I have this server where I have my virtual environment. So I'm running here those Windows 7 client, NYC DC1, which is in a work group now, CA01, CA02, SRV1. So these are 5 virtual computers which I am running at this moment. So you will see these constantly because I am going in and out on these servers. I set up IP addresses as I mentioned in my this guide, and I also set up all Windows updates. So currently let me see, I am doing Windows update also, and I will show you the status of the updates now because I started last night and it took me over 14 hours to complete all installation and updates. And you also can watch my previous 2 videos based on this video to continue, and I will also show you a demo that how you get to other videos. It's very simple. Status of other machines, what I have here, you will see under this window I have SVR1, CA2, CA01, DC1 and Win 7. So you're gonna start from Windows 7. Okay, that's done. So this is now up to date, so we have no issue with that one. This is a Win 7 client, so you also can verify through my system properties. This is in a work group. So far is a Windows 7 in a work group, so I did not do anything more than a work group. So that was the first one. The second one is NYC DC1 domain controller. I did update all whatever required updates were, and I told you I just installed these all systems from scratch. So let me log in back. I did Windows update, and then I installed through the updates Service Pack 1 on my NYC DC1. So let's see what output comes from this DC1. So the operating system which I am using is Windows Server 2008 R2 and Enterprise. I did not use standard, but I am using Enterprise, and I have to actually update these all systems to Service Pack 1 actually, especially when someone does Active Directory Federation services. This is a requirement to update into Service Pack 1, but so far I have no roles installed on this server, but this is just a new reboot after having Windows update on NYC DC1. So let me see that if Service Pack was done or not, or I may have to do it again. I'm not sure, but I remember by doing these updates. Okay, so I have Service Pack 1 not done yet, so I have to go to Windows update again and let it run Windows update. 2 important and 2 options. So let's see what our importance are. Okay, now we have this KB update for Windows Server. Okay, this is okay, so these are the 2 we have right now, and optional updates. Okay, we have those 2 options and 2 important updates. So let it go. Whatever updates coming up automatically, it will show me then remaining update of Windows Server 2008 R2 Service Pack 1. So this was the second server. Let it run on the back NYC DC1. Now CA01. Okay, so this was done. So let me reboot this one. Initially I did all initial updates, so I'm restarting now. So this is the third one. If you scroll down here, because I have my recording window, between that window I am showing you these all clients. So from here you will see CA01, and this is actually going to restart now. It takes a little while because on the back end we have a lot of stuff going on, and it might take a while. So it's rebooting now. Okay, so you can force restart if you want to. So this was my third one, which I am going to say okay, reboot, no problem. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the CA02. Okay, this was done also, and I also can say okay, let's restart this CA02 as well. So on NYC DC1 I am checking my updates. If anything left over, we will go ahead and install. Currently we have 128 updates on this CA01, actually CA02, and I'm rebooting that one. And then we have a CA02S okay, service SRV. This is an SRV1. Okay, so SRV1 is done. Can't update import. Okay, let's see. We say restart now. After restart, and one of them I remember that was ahead of time, so that was ready to go for service pack 1. So I'm forcing all of them to reboot. Let's go back. Once this starts, we're gonna go back to NYC-DC1 here, and still downloading updates, and other servers are coming back up. DC1 I'm on right now. CA01 is actually configuring updates now after reboot, and 02 same thing, and SRV1 also configuring updates. So let them run a little while, because we have to do the part 2, which I can show you from my screen here. So it is a 2-tier certificate deployment scenario, and this is a whole guide actually, which I mentioned in my first video that you can obtain. So let me go online, and I can use this YouTube page, simply youtube.com. Once you get that one, so let me scroll it down a little bit here, so you can use here my name and enter. You should see that new videos on the top. Okay, here we have a video A1, step-by-step guide, prep with audio. So this is my A1 Hierarchy CBT video A. So A is the first one, A1 is the second one. So if you go to video A here, this will give you the details of my setup for my first video. Okay, and here under this link, this is gonna be video 2. So you click on video 2, and you will see my second video, what I have actually done in my second video. I just posted today about few hours ago, I believe that one. So that's how you can find me and my videos actually on YouTube. So this was actually done. So you can see this gives you back video A link this way. So you can go back to video. This is a video A. Okay, so that's how you can browse between these two videos, so to have a clear and complete scenario of this one. So I'm closing this one. Okay, all right, and looking back once again on my setup here, how this is going now. Still installing, shutting down, again shutting down. DC1 is still downloading, and Windows 7 is done. So this will take a while. So I've been doing this since last night and to now, and I'm dedicated and waiting for that, and I don't want you to wait with me. So I'm gonna pause the video, and we'll be back when everything is ready. So because we have to move on for the next step. So next step is that we have to go in NYC DC1 and promote this as a contoso.com domain. So that is the first part, that will automatically become a DNS server, and then we're going to do some other configurations on the way with the guide. So this is the guide which I just want you to take a look on that. Our IP address will be what I mentioned on the top, 192.168.1.20, and that will also become a preferred DNS, and this is the TCP/IP property. So I have done this already. So I changed my IP address, and I did not mention my preferred DNS. I will use preferred DNS before I do my Active Directory prep. So I will go into, after that I will go, of course, when after updates are done, I will make this domain as a datum.com, and these all are the steps which I'm showing you here, and once you're gonna go all the way and you will finish up to this point where you finish right over here and then restart. So I'm gonna keep this guide here as it is, and we will come back after some work actually what I have on the back end running. So I will wait until I am done with all of that. Okay, so I will see you in a while, and I'm gonna pause this video for now. So NYC DC1 is done. So let me reboot this one, NYC DC1, and I'll be back after it comes back up. And this is my other server which I am running right now, SVR1, and through Windows Update I was able to install a Service Pack 1. So only one of them is done now with Service Pack 1, and let me verify that. And you can go to System Properties, and you can see this is a Service Pack 1, SVR1, and you also can see WINVER. WinVer also confirms it is Service Pack 1. So I will continue for Windows Update and really don't need to go for SVR1. Actually, I mean for DC1. This I'm just rebooting these all servers, but on NYC DC1 I really do not need to upgrade to Service Pack 1, which is not at this time. So I will just go and promote this as a domain controller. I will add that role. So and then later on I always can go ahead and update to Service Pack 1. So let's go back to my guide here. So my guide will go up to this point. So I will go and add this server from this point, install a new forest. Okay, so I did have all configuration done, but I can go ahead and fix that configuration first. On my DC1 I can go to, just go into my recording window and go to my network properties, and I actually have to change my preferred DNS under my TCP/IP property. So I do not care about internet at this time, so I will go swap back my DNS up instead of having as an alternate. So I'm going to have this preferred DNS as this IP address. So now I'm good to go to my server manager. From server manager I have to add a new role, and I click on the next, and that role is Active Directory Domain Services, and this will add also features if not installed. I'm gonna click on next, and this will install actually Active Directory binaries. So after that we can actually run DC promo to complete this step. So far I am adding here .NET Framework 3.51. This is a feature, and then you actually gonna have this all Active Directory binaries. Once binaries are done, you are good to go and have a DC promo. And meanwhile you look at the back end, and back end you are going to go into DC1 as an administrator, and you're gonna install Active Directory Domain Services. And once we are done, you're gonna get this screen, and then after that you're gonna run a DC promo, Active Directory Domain Services installation with a DC promo. In blue you can run in this one, or you simply can add manually DC promo on that one. So let's go back to NY doing this all discussion. So once we are done, we can run DC promo and I will consult back with the guide, which you might need to actually go through it and complete these all steps. So I'm going to take this screenshot right from here and replace a screenshot from my guide. So this will be a tool which I'm using right now, and going back into my study guide, I'll take out this and I will paste back this, so it will update my document itself. So in other words, I can save my document here and come back here, and now I have this new updated document with new installation, and I just took a screenshot. Okay, so now we actually gonna go follow what they said here. I'm going back to my NYC DC1, and this is my what you call them, a DC promo from this point. So here you are going to I will show you the document also one more time. In advanced mode, check box could be used to get additional installation option. However, you do not need it. Actually, you're gonna go to these all simple steps. So what we need to do is that look at quickly those steps, look at domain name, and this will be a basically forest root domain. Okay, so just gonna look at this. We will note down what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a forest functional label or domain functional label, Windows Server 2008 R2. Okay, and nothing else. We're gonna use a default path for database files, and that's it. We're gonna go back into NYC DC1. We're gonna click on next, and we're gonna look at the compatibility option and click on next, and we're gonna have a new create a new forest in new domain in a new forest. So this is of course first domain. So we don't have any fully qualified domain name is adatum.com. Okay, so if you look at back into my study guide, and when you look at the steps here, sorry, the contasso.com, we look at the steps. So we're gonna use this contasso.com domain as it is also mentioned here in this guide here, contasso.com, this is your domain, Contasso. So adatum is actually in my mind because I'm using another video with adatum.com. So this will be contasso.com domain. Okay, so contasso.com is my domain right now, and this will actually check if this name already exists in the environment. Okay, so we will use according to the guide Windows Server 2008 R2 forest functional label, and we will look for DNS configuration. It is examining. So our DNS is not installed, so I am going to click on next. So this will install DNS, and first domain controller automatically becomes a global catalog server. So I'm going to click on next for DNS examination and installation. Alright, so this is a normal. I will continue for the database locations. I will continue, and I will use my password and confirm the password. So this password is not a regular password, so this could be in reality a different password because this is a DRM, directory services restore mode password, not your login password. So in order to have any disaster, so you can recover back. So this is the all configuration settings what I see here, and this will actually reboot when I am done, and it will come back as a contasso.com domain, and I'm gonna just quick pause right from here. Alright, so I just rebooted this server, and let's make sure that everything is up and running. And I'll check my host name, and then I'll go into my Active Directory. This is my L1-DC1 dsa.msc is the command. You can go through admin tool as well. So this will verify my Active Directory is available and installed. Shows up here contoso.com, and this also you can get from your administrative tool. So this will be my Active Directory user and computer. So this part is done. And the next part through the guide, if I look at it here, group policy management console. So we don't need that actually. We're going to skip that. I will tell you why. Because we are using Windows 2008 R2. So R2, if you look at server manager and go into your features, so R2 has that feature already installed. So if you are using a lower than R2, then you need to install a group policy management console. Otherwise, I can show you under my admin tool, I do have this group policy management console available. So while my server manager comes up, actually it tells you also the features on the back end. I close my Active Directory, and under the features you should see a list, and that list tells you that what do we have installed already. So just looking up into it is going to take a while. Okay, so we do have a group policy management actually installed. So we're going to skip that part. So look at the back end. What we need to do now, we need to join SVR1 to the domain, because this will act as a web server, and we're going to add IIS. So let's go to SRV server. From the list here, SRV1, and this is my SRV1 which I just installed also service pack 1. So I'm gonna close this because we have a service pack 1 installed. So you also can use the one they actually used in the guide command, sysdm.cpl. that will take you to the system properties, where we can see we are in a work group, but we also need to look at the IP address and the preferred DNS. So preferred DNS is supposed to be 1.20. So let me verify under my TCP IP properties, and this is my IPv4 address and preferred DNS, which I also have to swap up. 120 is supposed to be as a preferred DNS, which is now preferred DNS, and click on close, and now you are clicking OK. So and we can go into the domain, and now we can type a contoso.com domain. That's my domain name, and I am able to now type my username and password. So that was the next step, that we have to join to the domain. So we are going to join domain, and it should give me a welcome message where I simply can click on OK and OK and reboot, and this will appear under my DNS as a client. So welcome. So this part is done. So now good, and restart, and I'm going back to my DNS on my NYC DC1. I can close this one, and I can use my DNS console, where under my domain, under forward lookup zone on NYC DC1 forward lookup zone, my contoso domain, you have a DC1 NYC DC1 only so far, and as soon I reboot SRV1, which is rebooting on the background, which you can see that once I'm up and refresh my DNS, actually I would be able to see another a host record of my SVR1. So from here we can keep refreshing until that server is up, and it will actually tell you that there is another host just came in and registered DNS, which is SRV1 actually, another server. So on the back end I am rebooting. Okay, now just this record pops up now, 192.168.1.21, and that is actually IP address of my SVR1. So let me go up. I have to again I have to go up and down to fix my recording window. Okay, so I don't wanna log into S or V1 administrator because now I'm a domain member, so I can use Contoso administrator. So this is a Contoso domain, but I have to use first my domain name. First I'm logging in with my password. So this will go into the domain. So that part is done now. I'm logging into my domain. So two things are completed. So now we have a domain controller up and running. Our DNS is up to date now. I have a record of SVR1 A record. So on my DC, so I'm good here on the DC, and I got my Active Directory, I got my group policy management, DNS, everything up and running. And now what's next in my study guide? So you're gonna do the next step, install web server IIS role, and I believe that I have done this already as an offline. So let's make sure if I have done it already or not. Okay, so now this is a server actually rebooting S or V1, and if I look at my I don't see my Internet Information Services IIS, and let me check my roles and my features. 0 of 42 installed, so I actually did not have that feature installed. I'm looking for a new features, new role. Let me see under my roles. Did I have 0 of 17? Add role. I did not have that one. Okay, simple. I'm gonna install IIS. Okay, and if you look at the steps here, you're gonna simply gonna add IIS with the default role services settings, and just simply you're gonna install that one. So going to choose the default options, not any fancy options or not any other role services. Currently just making an IIS, and this is going to take a while to install, and we're going to look for the next step. Create a cert enroll folder and grant share and NTFS permission to cert publishers group. Okay, so you're going to go into SRV1, and you're going to go into given location, and you can actually create that share folder while we are installing on that end. So let me see if we can finish that one installation. IIS installation first should be completed. Alright, so our IIS installation is completed. So I would also like to add this screenshot under my IIS role here. I can simply add here as a screen which I took already here. Okay, so this is my installation screen which I took. The next is create a cert enroll folder and grant NTFS and sharing permission to who? Cert publishers group, under the sharing permission and under the NTFS permission. Okay, so NTFS and sharing both. So what we do here, we go back into SVR1, close this window, go to Explorer. Under my root drive for now, I will go and create a new folder, and this folder name is cert enroll. Okay, just to make sure that we are doing the right thing, the folder name is cert enroll. Yeah, cert enroll. Okay, going back to that server. Okay, and we're gonna share this. Under sharing and security, advanced security, we are going to pick up cert publisher as a change permission who with add cert publisher. Okay, so Contoso cert. Let me see if I can find that. No, cert publisher. Cert publisher group. Let me find out. No, I'm not finding a Contoso cert publisher. Let me look in Active Directory. Let me try one more time. I put console backslash cert publisher, and still not. I'm gonna go to the guide, look at the name, cert space publisher. Okay, is that the one? Cert space publisher. Let me see if we can find it. No, and let me go console backslash CERT misspell. So what you're gonna do here, we're gonna go in cert space publisher. Here we go, cert space publisher group, and we're gonna give this group change permission, and again we're gonna click on OK. Under security, we're gonna add a same group, console backslash cert publisher, and we're gonna give them here again modify permission and apply, and click on OK and OK. So this was the one of the requirement. Make sure that we have certain role. Okay, so we do have other users and groups in there, and later on we might have to go and remove them anyway. So we have a next step is create a virtual directory under IIS. So we're gonna have to go into this virtual directory. Okay, so we're gonna follow these steps. You're gonna have a virtual directory, you're gonna add a virtual directory in SRV1. So I am going to create a virtual directory on SRV1, and you have to go to now IIS, which you should have available at this time, Internet Information Services, and we have to look for a default website under our server name. Under sites, we have this default website, and you have to actually add a virtual directory in the default website. So you're going to add a virtual directory, and the alias for this virtual directory we're going to put a cert enroll. That is the folder name actually we had. So cert, and physical path actually it is you can browse into C and cert enroll, so we can do that one. Okay, all right, so we have the cert enroll path, cert enroll, and we have this path available now. So now we're gonna click on OK. All right, so now we have default website, then we have a cert enroll. Under cert enroll, we're gonna have this directory browsing. Now we have to enable it. Under action pane, we have to enable directory browsing. So this is about directory browsing, and you click a double click. When you double click on it, then you have to choose enable. So that part is done, and now you can close IIS and look at the back. What is the next? Is a double escaping on IIS server. So you just look at that, why we need to have this double escaping, what it does, and it says that ensures your login as an administrator. So we do actually. So you have actually KB article number on it. So if you want to have more information, you can go into it and look at, but it's just allowing the double escaping makes it possible for the web server to host Delta curl is a certificate revocation list. So you can actually look at that, why we need that one. But let's go into back as RV1 server. Just gonna go a little slow, gonna go down here, and I go into my command line as an administrator, and I have to change my directory. Okay, so I have to go into CD space in %sign. I have to go into Windows directory, and then I have to go into system32, and then I have to go into inet srv. Okay, so I'm in this directory now, and from this directory I have to run actually a command which I'm going to paste here. That is in your actually guide. You're gonna have app command set config and true. Okay, so this is the whole command which actually I copied over, and you hit enter on that one. All right. Okay, configuration part, machine root, website. Okay, so basically I just ran that command. So I would say that you should go into this KB article, which name was KB as a 942076. You can search and read, and it will give you a little more information about double escaping. So let's move back to our next part. We have to actually go and have a C name or canonical name. We actually going to have this. So that is in the DNS on my NYC DC1. So let's move and perform this step. Let me show you all here steps. You do have, or you should have, this guide as well, but you're gonna create this record here, and that should looks like this one. So this is the last step for this video I'm going to perform here, just to show you, and as I said that you supposed to have this guide also. In this way you can follow along with me. So our DNS is on NYC DC1, and from DC1 you already have a DNS open where we're gonna create this record. Alright, so we're gonna make a new alias. So alias is PKI, and the name is this is a server name, so srv1.contoso.com. so this is the record which you are going to create. I would like to take this screen quickly also to replace my existing screen. In this way I will have updated document as well. So I'm gonna click on OK, and I got this one. Now go to my document here, and where I have this screen, I'm gonna remove this, I'm gonna add this. Okay, so now we're gonna have this new screen under alias, and the second screen which you already have here. If I go and look at the properties of that record, and I would have that screen. So let me go to the record. This is my record, right click, properties, and I have also this screen now. Everything nice and clear. So as of now we configured up to this point. Now my next video will start with installing a standalone root CA. Then there is a lot of configuration, policy, CA policy.inf configuration, and then I will explain to you how actually this all works. So until now, thank you so much for watching this video, and this will be approximately my part 3 of this certificate hierarchy videos, and I will come back with a part 4, and I'll see how long this goes actually, but I want to show you all steps in reality the way it's supposed to be. Thank you very much. This is Enayat Meer, and I'll see you in my next video.